Ah, Soliana, the city of water. It has a constitutional monarchy, you know. The current sovereign is Princess Elise the Third.
Wait, hold on. Stop. Who writes these scripts, okay? I need a rewrite, and I need it now. Why are we capturing Elise of all characters? Nobody likes her, and she... Capturing is about what the character brought. What sissy head said that? Oh, right. It was me. And that's right. Who's doubting my decision? Go fire that guy. Alright, go back to the video. Start it over. It's complete. Just use a different scene. Like, use the one with Eggman. Yeah, use that one.
Yes, I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you. The Princess of Soliana.
Sup, peeps? Random person here. Yeah, Sonic 06 doesn't have the best reputation in the gaming community, and Princess Elise is probably the most hated,
It's no use!
the second most hated character of the game. But even Elise had to have some purpose when she was put in the game, and if she had one, we can capture it, no matter how sucky it was executed. Princess Elise III resides in the city of Soliana, a place sitting on a coast on some planet that may be Earth or whatever planet Sonic comes from, I don't even know. Even though
she's the princess,
there is no higher ruler than her, no king or no queen. See, when Elise was younger, her mother passed away. Her father, just having lost what was probably the love of his life, did what any rational person would do. Created and or captured a fire/time controlling entity that could wipe out all of existence ever. But it's okay, the king just wanted to see his dead wife, and as long as Solaris doesn't go out of control and escape, it won't do any damage. Fast forward some time and Solaris goes out of control and escapes. Can't say I saw that coming. Solaris escapes in two forms: Mephiles the Dark, a time manipulator, and Iblis, the Flames of Disaster, who brings about the Flames of Disaster. Two hedgehogs who aren't important to the story at all chase after to steal the forms. While Mephiles is captured easily enough, Iblis had to be sealing somebody with a flame in their soul. So rather than lay there and die, the king says,
I have my duty.
Takes his one and only daughter, probably the last precious thing he has in his life, and seals a terrifying beast inside of her. Then tells her that she can't ever cry or she'll destroy everything. Assuming that she heard him even though she's completely unconscious, the king then dies. I'm sorry, I know this capture is about Elise, but can we take a moment to give this guy the worst king/dad award of the year? The man decides to endanger all of existence, not just himself, not just his family, not just his kingdom, not even just his world, but all of existence, in order to do something he probably shouldn't be doing anyway. And what was his backup plan should it fail? Seal the flames inside his own daughter. Oh, that's not all. It turns out the one hiccup in his plan is that Elise can never cry, or the flames inside her will destroy everyone and everything. Wrap your head around that. A girl who's about 6 or 7 just lost her dad, and she isn't allowed to cry. I think it's safe to say this guy is not getting a character capture. Also,
I have my duty. I have my duty. I have my duty.
P realizes that poopy jokes are cheap and immature, however, he still finds them hilariously hilarious, which is why he shared it with you, because he realizes that you love hilariously hilarious things. If you don't love hilariously hilarious things, or you don't find this hilariously hilarious, then shut up and appreciate the joke anyway.
I have my duty.
So after all that, the two freakishly huge talking hedgehogs leave Elise a couple of parting gifts that can't possibly be dangerous for a little girl to have, like an all-powerful glowing gem and a dark manipulator of time. This is where Elise, as we know her, comes in. Now old enough to have suppressed her memories of talking hedgehogs, she runs Soliana all the while knowing that she's not allowed to ever cry never for never ever. And then all this happens.
Miss Elise? It's all right.
This this is where it gets confusing. Elise grew up knowing that she couldn't cry, so you'd think she'd be an emotionless person, or at least someone who doesn't get extremely sad very easily. Yet, Elise seems to be the opposite. She's very loving and emotional whenever something happens. She's not overly emotional, mind you, but she's emotional. Which wouldn't be weird if we didn't know that for the last 10 years she's never cried. It's hard to believe that someone reacts like this.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Has never cried. Elise is also taking on the form of a gentle princess. See how I emphasize gentle? Like Zelda, threatening others will manipulate Elise into doing just about anything you want her to do. Actually, Elise may have it worse than Zelda, as she seems to have no desire to fight back. Like at all. Despite having Iblis's power in her, Elise never does anything when she's by herself. When Sonic's there, yeah, she'll throw up a shield or two, but alone she has a different skill set.
Welcome to the adventures of Super Elise! Granted with the power of the flames of disaster. Watch as Elise tries to defeat the evil Dr. Eggman with her amazing skills of waiting, falling to her knees, and sitting perfectly still.
Elise doesn't like to take the offensive, but she will support it. If she were on a League of Legends team, she'd probably only play support. What a loser. Wait, don't I play support? What's interesting about Elise is even though she never gets more aggressive, she does get more firm in her personality. Thanks to Sonic's attitude and his advice that as long as she smiles, she can do anything, something us sexy people already know. Elise stops becoming afraid of doing stuff.
With the advice of her creepy talking animal companion, Super Elise digivolves to Ultra Super Elise. No longer will she be the hapless Elise of the past. Now watch as she takes action by opening doors and staring at people, running behind someone else, surrendering with a surety,
There is no other choice.
and sitting even more perfectly still.
So the growth is there, but it's minimum. What? No, I didn't skip anything. No, that's how we always do it. I don't know what you're talking about. Do I have to? Seriously? Okay, fine. And the hate of Elise starts here. Actually, it started at the beginning of the game. Let us remember, people, that even bad characters deserve a capture except this guy. Now then, Elise. Elise has two major purposes in this game. The first is what everyone hates for a damsel princess in distress to be in a game. A plot device. Many other games use characters as plot devices, but they usually try to twist it up by making the characters useful to the plot in some other way, or by allowing the character to fight back. Elise doesn't get that. The entire purpose of her being in Sonic 06 is so that the bad guy can have something to capture and the hero can have something to rescue. Why is Eggman here? He wants to get this power, which is trapped in Elise.
In fact, what my machine needs in order to be complete is your power.
My power?
Why is Mephiles here? He wants to unleash this, which is trapped in Elise. Why is Iblis here? Well, he doesn't want Elise, but that's because she's already dead. Elise is here because we need a story, and that is it. Well, not completely it. The second major purpose of Elise is she's Sonic's she's Sonic's love interest. Oh man, I said it! The relationship between Sonic and Elise grows gradually. Quite frankly, I kept trying to push it out of my head. I tried to say they were just friends. I mean, after all, Sonic has Amy and it's just nasty. Look, the Sonic story ends and nothing happens to them. But no, it's so obvious what's going on between these two that it has left a nasty taste in gamers' heads everywhere.
All mine!
There's even a mission where Sonic has to choose between Amy and Elise. This is how it usually goes for me.
You'll choose me, won't you, Sonic? I'll be waiting over to the right.
Sonic, I've been thinking about you a lot. I'll be waiting for you to the left.
That was incredible!
And of course, there's the iconic cutscene that I utterly refuse to show because it shouldn't have been created in the first place.
And that's a fact.
Moving on, Elise's voice matches her personality, which again would be fine if her personality matched her history. Given that high-pitched voice that should be screaming Leon whenever she talks, Elise is just begging to be rescued.
Sonic! Mr. Sonic! 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 Sonic!
Which in itself kind of says something, and that something is Elise is still that little girl who lost her dad. Subtle, not in the slightest, but at least it's there. Now let's look at her design. Princesses stereotypically have one of three looks. Cute, signifying that they are what every girl wants to be. Royalty, that can do anything and get away with anything with the most innocence present about them. Beautiful, which signifies a more serious princess, more leaning towards a queen. Or somewhere between the two, which shows a princess knows the seriousness of her role, but is young enough that she still retains most of her innocence. I like to call this category pretty. Just made that up. I know, give me the credit. Now that we have the categories set, where does Elise fall? I have absolutely no idea. No offense to Elise or anyone who looks like her, but she doesn't seem to be that attractive. Now, I wouldn't say she's unattractive, but the weird thing is, I wouldn't say she's plain either. I mean, pale skin and ridiculous red hair is not plain to me. So if she's not attractive, not plain, and not unattractive, double negatives for the win, where does she fall? Like I said, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what the creators were going for when they designed this character just by looking at her. But thankfully, we don't have to just look at her. We can look at her past and her personality to find out what kind of beauty she should be. Or at least we could if they didn't conflict with each other. Her past says she should be beautiful, but her personality says she should be pretty. I guess in the end, it all depends on how Elise feels. Elise, what do you feel when you look in the mirror?
To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Well, there you have it. I'm not sure how to take that. All in all, Elise is a stereotypical princess. Actually, she's the stereotypical princess when it comes to video games. An instant of her past has given her powers she didn't ask for and made her the target of villains. She's kind, caring, passive, and very emotional despite her ability not to cry, yet she will present herself in an authoritative role being the highest ruler of her land. And yes, she does play the love interest of the hero just like your stereotypical princess usually does. I don't think Elise was meant to be ugly. I can't see someone making a princess like this with the intention of making her unattractive. So I'm sure she was meant to be attractive in some way. It's just that I don't see it that way. And it's hard for me to figure out exactly what kind of attractiveness they wanted. If while playing Sonic the Hedgehog, you saw a caring princess with a troubled past who fulfilled her responsibilities to the role of which she played, then I believe you captured Elise's character.
This is not the way. This one need not die. He'll teach you how to disregard everything the masters taught us. Wait! There must be another way.
My way is better. Nothing is true.
Everything is permitted.